With legends chart. Lunar Beaches Crypto. Alumni only. Let the analysis begin.
Price move cold, I'm the candlestick profit. LPC left the fade in my pocket. Break the structure, I clock it. Liquidity raid, I profit. Snatch highs like a thief in the night. Order block parked, ready to strike. Stop punch sweet, that's 10 in the night. Day Tuesday, they say luck, it's sight. Lines on the chart look like glass, no cap, but they hit every level like a sniper's map. Spaghetti game legend, I draw it, reacts, called meta-trader, jealous how I pivot and trap. Zoom at 15, I'm deep in the sauce. Zoom out for a reach, I'm moving like a boss. Confluent stacking like a compound clause. LBC built it, we don't take loss. Lines all slept, I was running at dawn. Hash rate high, got the wallet turned on. TA sharp like a gemstone draw. BTC breaking out, the resistance gone. Look, I guess and I'm mine and I'm mark. I trade like a will, clean, cold and dark. Power in the prep, every tape got sparked. Brothers in the booth, turn chalks to R. Y'all slept, I was running at dawn. Hash rate high, got the wallet turned on. TA sharp like a gemstone drawn. BTC breaking out, the resistance gone. Look, I guess and I'm mine and I'm mark. I trade like a will, clean, cold and dark. Power in the prep, every tape got sparked. Brothers in the booth, turn chalks to art. One rise, two retrace, a plot, three impulse in motion. Riding like Tai Chi, structure it with a to fight the seed. JR slash a price with harmonic glee. No Mac, I just down with grace. Label that correction, I'm trapping the base. Every new pattern, I'm seeing his face. Day Tuesday, we never chase. I dropped that 618 like a weapon. Pull the fit, check the weight, now we stepping. Swing low, swing high, no guessing. Fight the tech, I got levels confessing. Price retracing, I'm ahead of the game. R3 to R1, I'm calling my claim. Snipers align, we don't miss in this lane. Day Tuesday, put respect on the name. Now the night deep, we score like a clan. One shot, one goal, one discipline plan. We don't chase punks, we hunt with a scanner. With price so base, we don't ask, we demand. Lunar Beaches, that's a light in the storm. Day Tuesday, every ledger reborn. We ain't playing this, the brotherhood sport. Trade sharp, let free, get paid, stay warned.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, I shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows.
Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for being here. Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad in the charts Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Piper Academy Network. I'm Lunar Beaches Crypto. This is TA Tuesday on Markets After Dark. We're going to do a brief market overview. We did get a monthly close and a quarterly close, so we have to take a look at that. We'll start the show off with the overview, and then we will get into some charts, get into some Fibonacci. Shout out to Trade Intuition. I asked in the Piper Academy Discord what people wanted me to go over tonight, if anything, and I think I only got one response, and it was from Trade Intuition asking me to go over Fibonacci, how to use it, what it is, all that good stuff. So we'll be going over the Fibonacci. Now, Fibonacci has some general rules that most traders follow, but there's also ways to use Fibonacci that best fit you. So I'm just going to give the basic breakdown of what it is and how I use it and how I would use it and how I believe it is best used based on my personal experience. So we will get into the fibs But before we get into anything, you know what we gotta do? We gotta say hello to the Madhouse, which I totally forgot to. I thought I did this, but I guess I did not. I guess I did not do it. One of these days, I'm never even gonna think about it again. But anyways, Madhouse, how you doing, beautiful people? Thank you for being here. I do appreciate each and every single last one of you. Don't forget to smash that like button. One of the best ways to help the channel, other than watching and engaging and commenting and doing all the wonderful stuff. You know, typical engagement stuff, typical YouTube plug stuff, all that good jazz, you know. We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. We passed 7,550 followers, subscribers, whatever you call them. Hey, you know what I just noticed? Not a bunch of @ symbols in the chat. That's cool. That's cool. No more @ symbols. Did YouTube fix it? I was in a stream not that long ago and it still had @ symbols, so who knows? Seems to be very yeah, we'll see. Anyways, what's going on, Madhouse? Eric Ballin Wallen in the house. I still think I was the first one to call you Ballin Wallen. At least I was the first one that I saw call you Ballin Wallen. Then it seemed like everybody else started calling you Ballin Wallen. And I just want to be acknowledged of that, if that is to be true. Which I'm sure many people throughout your life growing up especially probably called you Ballin Wallen. So I might not be that much of an originalist, but I like to think of myself as such sometimes, if I am. I was just like, Wallen, Ballin, Wallen be ballin', Ballin Wallen. You know how it goes. Anyways, Trade Intuition, what's going on, brother? Put the bingos and the bangos in the chat. What's going on, bingo, bango? Thank you for being here. T.I. Joe, do appreciate you as always. Alexandra GGGGG, the mod boss, the mod queen, the mod god in the house as always. Pinning that all important Discord link in the chat above. Don't forget to join the Discord if you are new. Become a YouTube member and you get access to the Discord. YouTube member for $5 a month. Access to the Discord. DCA strategy, Q&A stuff, trades, trade help, trade signals, lots of stuff to do with trading because that's what we do. Markets and all that stuff. Subscription services, stuff that would cost hundreds of dollars can only cost you $5. So check it out. What's going on? Harp throwing up the metal horns. Thank you for being here, Harp, as always. We've got RMT in the house. It looks like this thing went skipping. What's going on? Let's see. Where are we? Emotional damage. Retro Mike Tech in the house. RMT, what's going on? As of 2 hours ago, YouTube was starting to roll back the change. They were testing the switch, but lots of backlash. Wouldn't be surprised if they change it in the future permanently, though. I still don't understand why they did it. Are they trying to do just like... I don't know. Yeah, YouTube has fixed the name problem. Looks like it. What's going on, David Gelfand? How you doing? All right, we're almost 10 minutes in. We haven't even looked at a single chart. What is going on? Can't tag people on phone in bed. I don't even know how to tag people ever. So is that just a desktop thing? Because I try to tag people all the time on my phone and it doesn't seem to work. So I don't know if that's just a desktop thing or I don't know what I'm doing, which could very well be the case. But the the boomer in this millennial is showing, if you know what I mean. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom out. So we got a quarterly candle close. It did close green. We were green for the second quarter of 2025. That is 3 consecutive quarters of growth. Tagging's only on desktop. No wonder it never works. So 3 consecutive quarters of growth. Now, will we get some expansion, or is everything going to just fall apart? Let me get off the Bybit chart because there's not going to be enough history on this. Let's just go to the index and... Oh. Is this what I drew? Oh. 85, 84. Man, when was the last time I was on this chart? Let's see. What the heck? Started here. Well, sir. You have not been too far off whenever you drew this up. Yes, this could still very well be the macro case here. Of course, that does not fit my current macro thesis, but interesting to say the least. This is probably my... I can't say it's my most bearish scenario because it's ultimately bullish, right? So it's my least bearish scenario. Or would it be my most bullish scenario because it gives us more time to accumulate, to go in deeper, to rip even higher? Probably the second. Probably that one. The more you consolidate, the bigger the move to the upside. But yeah, I don't know that this is gonna play out, but it very well could. We could come down and take these lows. We've already swept these lows. We could come down to sweep these lows. I don't think that's what's gonna happen though. But we shall see. Let's go to the 6-month chart. And look at that beautiful price action. Look at these candles. This is what institutional activity looks like, I suppose. It's just pretty consistent. And the thing about institutional activity plus Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is on a mathematical cycle. So if institutions just buy, we should just see this constantly on a larger time frame. We shall see. But another bullish close. Did not close above the previous 6-month high. Same with the 3-month. Did not close above the previous 2 3-month highs, but that's okay. We did get a engulfing candle. We engulfed this entire body here, and perhaps we get a 50% pullback of this candle body here, and that would bring us to about 94,872 points. What is this? Stocks? Doll hairs. Happy July. Yep. So 50%, about that 94 to 95K. If we look at the previous green candle here, we can see that the next candle did come down to that 50% retracement of this candle. I'm using fibs a lot. This one took back a lot of this candle. And look what happened after. Bloop, bloop. All right. Let's zoom it on in a little bit. Let's go to the weekly. Man, this I don't like this index chart. Go to Coinbase. That was last night's drawings. Giant engulfing candle here. If we get just a 50% pullback of the previous weekly candle, that would give us about 104,833. Golden pocket pullback 103,786, pullback 102.5. 102.5 is where I think we do end up. At least I do think we get down to that 102.5 before we actually really get to ripping. That doesn't mean we can't come up, clear the highs, and then come down to it, but I'm still looking at that 102.5 area. We just come down here, and essentially it is just this order block here, the daily order block. It's a pretty big block on the daily. Drop it down to the 4-hour. Big purple candle here. I know that there's demand here, especially in this wick down here. That's at about 101.5. But I would say, see how we have these crazy wicks here. One crazy wick to the upside, one crazy wick to the downside. Now, if I drop this down even further, we can see a clear push down here and then a push up. This is pushing down into demand, which then pushes the price up. So I like to take those zones and mark those off specifically as potential pullback areas. Then I'll take a fib from that low to the high and then see if anything matches up on that. Now the first swing high did come up to here, which the 65% retracement would pull you all the way back down to there. We do have the 786 down here as well. Now, Jesus Saves. What's going on, Jesus Saves? Hope you're doing well this evening. God bless. And yeah, thank you for being here. All right, so broader market before we get too much into the weeds here. Okay, so Dixie continuing to fall. Sweet. Okay. Good for our risk on assets. Bitcoin dominance fell a lot today. Getting a little bit of a bounce, but we'll see if that bounce will continue. Bitcoin top might be in, and it came right up to my rejection zone that I've had on here for months. 4 months. Breaking back down inside of this pattern, which is kind of bearish for the Bitcoin dominance chart. If this really starts to break down, look out. Altcoins that means altcoins are flying, is what it means, basically. ETH still looking like garbage ETH. Others still just ranging. Had a down day today for others. Total, everything kind of chilled out today. We'll see. Let's take a look at the economic calendar. We did have Japan, Tonkin Large Manufacturers Index 13 was the actual, forecast 10, prior 12. Don't even know what that means. Mainland China manufacturing PMI 50.4. They beat expectations. Okay, so this shows slight expansion in their manufacturing for mainland China. Consumer confidence coming soon for Japan. But tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you have the ISM manufacturing PMI and the JOLTS jobs openings. These should and will likely be market movers. If we see any kind of weakening, more further weakening in the job openings in the labor market continues to show softening, that is more reason for the Fed to consider cutting rates. And then Thursday, since we have a holiday Friday, they moved the non-farm payrolls a day ahead. Thursday we'll have non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, and ISM services PMI. Now this is going to be the one to watch. Everything setting up right now, everything that's going on right now at the front of the week, the beginning of the week, is setting up for Thursday. And then probably have a bullish fourth. Wait, what happened to my... Dang it. A bullish fourth that'll be a sell the news event. Still think Bitcoin has one more move up and fall. Yeah. I mean, this is my general thesis, essentially. I think this is, I know, sorry, white screen, but it's how I chart when I'm not on markets after dark, for the most part. But yeah, I still think we have some further consolidation, and then in July, we could really get to moving, especially if that labor market really starts to show some signs of weakness. We already have Fed members talking about cutting rates in July. That is still, I still don't believe we're on track to cut rates in July. But let's just take a look at the Fed Watch tool real quick. Take a little gander, see what it's saying. Light charts for the win. All set likes the light charts. Oh wow. That's a... Okay, so we've increased 0.5% on the odds of a rate cut from 1 day ago. Actually gone down from a week ago. Further down from a month ago. So technically the trend is down, but we have 27 days. 28 days, I guess, until the next rate cut. Or rate decision till the next FOMC, which I do believe is the 28th, the 30th, on the 30th of July. So that'll be the next time we get an FOMC. So got the Bitcoin breakout, still looking for continuation up into this upwards resistance. This can still take out the high up here. Lock your fibs. No, I'm keeping that unlocked because I don't know when this high is going to come in. But this is essentially what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this big boost up, which we could get this week, and then correct for a good portion of July before ultimately breaking out towards the end of July, going into August. Then we'll look for a pullback and then expansion. Extension. So, Independence Day sale awaits. The unique opportunity to save up to 80% on your subscription has landed. Oh, sweet. I'll just wait for Black Friday like I did last year, like I do every year. It's 80% then too, so why not? ES Closes above 1600 for the first time and trading above 1600 overnight so far. Let's go to the 15 minutes, see how we're looking over here. Ooh, looks like a liquidity sweep. Go to the 5. Potential liquidity sweep, sweeping the, this was towards the end of the day too. Look at that. Big push towards the end of the day. Get long traders trapped and then shift to the downside. Now, we can see we're kind of caught in the middle here of this range. So, I wouldn't be looking for any trades until all this madness gets resolved, which might happen overnight. We'll see. NASDAQ looks the exact same, and so does the Dow Jones. So everything kind of looking like it's wanting to roll over. However, everything is also kind of holding the same area. So if we can get a bounce off of this demand zone in here, then maybe even down here, we can get a bounce from here. That would be nice. Very nice. How much? Of course, we could also sweep and come down into this fair value gap. Right now, we are, New York Open hasn't opened yet. This is from yesterday. New York Open's not for another 34 minutes. We'll see. What's up, JR? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Shout out to JR. Trade killer. All set. I don't know if I even said hello, all set, but hello, all set. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support and your kindness. I do appreciate you. All right, so let's go ahead and go over. Oh yeah, one other thing. Solana had a little bit of a pump today off of ETF news, and has sold off ever since. XRP did the exact same move, I assume, because since Solana ETF, spot ETF, is that what it was? And it's staking. I know that too. Solana ETF. Let's just go ahead and go over the news real quick. Got a few minutes. Okay, so this is what was approved. So first US staking ETF to launch Wednesday, giving investors exposure to Solana. So the first US staked cryptocurrency exchange traded fund will launch on Wednesday, allowing investors to hold Solana and earn yield through staking. Kind of wild. 2 days after Cointelegraph reported that the Rex Osprey Solana and staking ETF could launch imminently, issuer Rex Shares confirmed on Monday that the fund is set to debut. As the name suggests, the Rex Osprey Fund will give investors direct exposure to spot SOL along with staking income, potentially paving the way for broader institutional adoption of crypto. So coming Wednesday, the first ever staked crypto ETF in the US. These are usually sell the news type of deals, so just be cautious of that. We might see some continued pump off of this, but be careful, because it may not sustain, and it is news driven. So SOL exposure, staking rewards. A new era of yield generating crypto exposure is here. Sorry. What? Who missed what? Please don't. Wait, who missed who? What? Love it, OBC. I think I might be bullish enough to take a long at 104K. Yeah, I think I would too. I would be looking. What's the ticker? Is it SSK? Maybe. The launch follows Rex's updated prospectus and positive feedback from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission regarding its unique C Corp business structure and arrangement. The regulator had previously argued conflicted with the so-called ETF rule. The SEC ruled in May that staking does not violate securities laws, but still decided to punt its decision on staked ETFs and other altcoin funds. Sol price extends rally. Okay, but to your point, what's the ticker? I don't see anything. This is the only thing, SSK. This is the only thing that really resembles a ticker in all of this. LOL LBC JR is slacking on the fire. Oh. Yeah, I'll find it. Don't worry. Oh, fine. Impatient. Jeez. Ticker for Solana ETF. Oh, there's already one? The ticker symbol for the Rex Shares Solana ETF, which is also the first spot Solana ETF in the US, is, ready for it? SSK. Bum, bum, bum. All right, so there you go. Eric Ballin Wallen. Yeah, SSK. Yeah, I know. I figured it out, bro. All right, so let's get into, well, yeah, so we got a pump off of that, and XRP got a little pump too, probably because of the anticipation that XRP ETFs, if this is going to get approved, they expect the XRP ETFs to be approved. So I assume that's why we got a little bit of pumpage off of that, and we might have even gotten some across the board pumpage off of it. I haven't dug too deep into the charts to know today, so but yeah, I think it's the beginning of something new, and this Solana chart looks pretty bullish to me. So yeah, there you go. I'll buy it. I know you will. I know you will, Eric. Eric loves him some Solana. Power of 3 action on Sol. Yep. Strip it down. Accumulation. Manipulation. Dollar manipulation. Manipulation. And then distribution. Oh. Consolidation. Add a little bit right here. Consolidation. Manipulation. Distribution. A little bit of a power of 3 there. We could also move this over here and say consolidation, manipulation, push to the downside, taking out lows, and then distribution up to the upside. So Solana actually looking pretty bullish to me, in my opinion. All right, Fibonacci's. So what is the purpose of a Fibonacci? Let's just go ahead and just, so this is your Fibonacci tool, fib retracement. You don't know, now you do. I think most people in here know what Fibonacci is. And how it works, I'm going to double click this. And let's just do default settings real quick. Applied defaults. This is what your Fibonacci is going to look like if you don't change it up. Now, personally, I would, at the very least, come in here and turn off the background. At the very least, just because it's going to give your charts a much cleaner look. Okay? Now, let's move this over here. So, Fibonacci, what is it? Well, Fibonacci is a sequence of numbers. It starts off with 1, and then 1, and then 1 and 1 makes 2, and then 1 and 2 makes 3, and then 2 and 3 makes 5, and then 5 and 3 makes 8. So it takes the previous number, you add the new number to the previous number, and it continues so on and so forth. It's this whole spirally thingy. It's apparently it's a whole part of life or something. Fibonacci sequences. So the sequence begins 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and so on. So there you go. And that's all that the Fibonacci is, and that's all you have to know about Fibonacci. So thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one. No, I'm kidding, obviously. Some people consider it the, what do they call it? The golden something? What do they call it? Golden ratio, Fibonacci. But essentially, there's a lot about life that surrounds the Fibonacci, which is why people use it in their trading. But also, one of the reasons why Fibonacci levels work, by the way, I like to flip my numbers to the right side. This makes it easier. Golden ratio. Yeah, there you go. See, I told you. Let's do that. So that's your trend line-ish in the middle. Okay, so thing about Fibonacci, and one of the reasons why it works so well, isn't because of some magic voodoo or anything like that. It is because other traders use it. That's one of the reasons why so many people use it, because other traders use it. And if other traders are using it, then you know that these levels are going to be used potentially for price action. Now from 0 to 100, now if we come down here, now these are your Fibonacci numbers, but if you actually change it to percentages, because that's what it is, these are your percentages, okay? So you have 0 to 100%. Okay, that's your main Fibonacci level here. These are your Fibonacci retracement levels. Retracement slash pullback are more when you are moving to the upside. You are retracing, and a pullback is when you are pulling back to the downside. So you can use them interchangeably. I try to use them as I think they're what they actually are. Retracement, pullback. Makes sense to me. I don't know. So the biggest, the most commonly used levels are going to be these three right here. Now, some call this the golden zone, not the golden pocket, not to be confused with the golden pocket, but some call this the golden zone, especially old school traders call this the golden zone, and that is going to be your 0.382 or 38.2%, your 50% and your 61.8%. This is where you typically target for your entries on pullbacks specifically. You use your retracement levels for entries, and you use your extension levels, which are these levels. Every level past 100 is your extension because you are extending beyond the 0 to 100% range. So these are called your extension levels. Let's go ahead and add a level in here. 1.272. Put that on your charts. 127.2%. Don't worry, we'll give you some live examples. Or some old examples, whatever. But so you look for your pullbacks with a retracement, and you look for targets, take profits on your extensions. Now, let's just go to Bitcoin, BTC, USD, and let's just go to the index chart and let's zoom it on out. Let's go to a previous cycle, okay? Let's just take this bear market right here. We're going to pull our fib. It's called pulling a fib. So we're going to take our fib, we're going to start at the high, and we're going to pull down low. All right. Now, I personally like to extend my lines right. Okay. And you can see that the extension went all the way up to the 4.236 or 423.6% level. Okay, so it did a full Fibonacci extension. If you ever hear me say a full Fibonacci extension, this is what I mean. Going completely all the way up to the 4.236, taking a high to a low. Now, what is important to remember with Fibonacci is that it coincides with market structure. Okay, so when you are looking for a pullback, you are pulling from the low to the high. That's not the right thing. Pulling from a low to a swing low to a swing high. You're looking to enter on the pullback. So in practice, we want to take this low to this high. We want to go from low to high. And then we look for a pullback to, this market was insane at this time. But if I take this, this is on log scale too. Oof. I wonder if this even picks up the platinum pocket 886, 0.886 or 887, one of the two. It even went lower than that. Now this is Bitcoin early days, so it's extremely volatile, so probably not the best example, but it still works. Once you get back above it, you can see, I mean, the 786 clearly and the 887 clearly act as resistance and then support. Anything below this line would have been a great buy. Man, wouldn't it? Right? $3 Bitcoin? Obviously a great buy. But so yeah, you're looking for the pullback after the initial, after a swing high and then a pullback. Now, because this one, did this come down? Did that test this? No. All right. So this didn't actually test a level. So I would say that this might have been the swing low here. We still didn't even, I mean, it's basically the same thing. But anyways, I'm getting a little bit lost in the sauce here. So let's dial it back in. All right, so let's go from this high. Would you consider this the low? Full 4.236 extension. Now if we go from low to high, where do we pull back to? 786 and the 887 right in between there, which is the known as the platinum pocket. So your 786 and your 887, that's your platinum pocket. And then you get a nice push to the upside off of that. And then you target actually, you're going to target the swing high to this low. And you actually extend past that. You nail it on that. One thing to remember about Fibonacci, and I see a lot of people make this mistake, but one thing to remember about Fibonacci, just like any other level, okay, support, resistance, doesn't matter. Levels are zones. Do not expect to get a perfect bounce all the time off of a Fibonacci level. Just because you didn't get a perfect bounce doesn't mean the idea is wrong. Okay, so understand that, because I mean that's pretty important. Just if you, let's try to find an example. Now this is how I knew that the last cycle had ended. Not because, I mean, we came up short of the 4.236 on the USD pairing. But if you go over to the market cap of Bitcoin, that's not the market cap. Bitcoin market cap, there it is. Go over to the Bitcoin market cap, you go from high to low, and you absolutely to the upside. Now it doesn't always have to hit, or it doesn't always hit the 4.236. Of course, it can flip over and or roll over and just not get there. But yeah, so the main thing is knowing when and where to pull. So your fib. So in an uptrend, if you're looking to go long, well, first of all, what's the context? If this is your context where price has moved to the downside, you created an internal high, internal swing high, and then you've pulled down, and then you come up and you break that internal high with price over here. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking my fib and I'm pulling from low to high, and I'm looking for a pullback to my areas. Now, with Bitcoin being pretty volatile, it does tend to at least get down to the 50% retracement. But I mean, it could stop as early as actually the 236. It all depends on context. What happens right here? Do we have volume pick up and you get a nice push up? If we go down to a lower time frame, do we see bullish divergence? Yeah, because it's not just about the Fibonacci, it's also about confluence with the Fibonacci. If you're getting confluence at the same time, then that's even better. So looking for volume to pick up, you get a bounce, you get an engulfing candle, or you just get a bounce up and then you get a pullback to the next level. Everything's looking solid. You fire off the long, you put your stop loss below the low, and then you aim for the high. Or you pull another fib from this high to this low. Go ahead and get rid of this to declutter. And then you aim for your 127%, your 1.618, your 2.618, and so on and so forth. Am I lagging? Is audio cutting out or just me? Uh-oh. Are we good? Hopefully we're okay. Now there's trend-based fibs as well, but we're not going to get into that tonight. Just want to let's go down to a lower time frame and try to see what we can, if we can have found a trade today. How about that? How about that? Cash me outside. How about that? Man, what ugly price action today. All right, so market open. Let's go ahead and click on this because I can't see. We good here. A few minutes ago, it froze for a sec. Oh. Brighten up, brighten up. I can't see ya. Can't see ya. You need to be seen. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm trying to come up with a strategy with anchored VWAPs because I just for some reason thought about using anchored VWAPs at the start of sessions. And man, I feel like I've been missing out. All right, so let's go ahead and actually get rid of this though, because we're talking about the old Fibonacci. All right, so clearly, all right, so we get the move down overnight during Asia and London, and then you get this pullback to the upside. We do not take out the low, okay? We hold the low and we get this pullback, but then we start to chop around a bit. Now let's go ahead and pull a fib from the Asia high to the London low. Where do we get up to? 0.382. Why is that important? Good question. Let's flip this, invert the chart. Now, how would we look at this? We would go from the low to the high. We look for the pullback, and then we'd look for a continuation to the upside, right? So that means we would look for this high to this low, and we would look for extensions. And we do get to that 1.618 after that pullback on the 382. And then we push lower, getting to the 1.272 and the 1.618 and some Fibonacci level that's probably intentionally. I do like to play with this stuff. So let's just see 2.272. Nope, that's not it. 2.41. Nope, that's going to be too high. How about just 200%? Right there, right on it. Some people, I do know some people, they just make it quarters. So you have 0%, 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%, 125, 150, 175. And you would be surprised to see how often those hit. Probably because it's mathematically easier. Just saying. What's going on, Kelly? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Let's flip that chart right back the way it's supposed to be. And I would think that, we should see some continuation. This looks like a raid on liquidity. Raid on liquidity, which typically you do get a bounce from. How do you guys cook your wings? Air fryer, oven, barbecue. First of all, you don't barbecue wings. You grill them. Southerners get so upset when we hear people call cooking out or grilling, they call it barbecue. Barbecue is a food. It's not something you do. But definitely love me some air fryer wings. Air fryer makes them so crispy. Absolutely love it. So yeah, you can use fibs and you can tie it into time-based stuff. You could tie it into anchored VWAPs. Could you have taken a short off of that? Probably not, because it didn't touch it. What if I go to the London Open? Okay, now we're playing with the fib, which can actually be more confusing than helpful. Same as when we go to the 8:30 Open, go to the 9:30 Open. Okay, so now we actually could have made some plays off of this on the 9:30 Open. We see the clear breakdown. Let's go to the 8:30. So you get to push up. You get a sweep of internal range high in here. A rejection of this order block. Push down. Close below the anchored VWAP. Get a sweep above and then a push down. And right here probably would have been a great time to take the short, as you have two confirmed candles to the downside and a strong, first you get the strong push to the VWAP, then you get the failure of the VWAP to hold, then you get a close below the VWAP, then you get a failure to come back above and close above the VWAP with actually continuing more downside, and then you just ride the wave to the downside and you look for lows to get taken out. Look for the lows. I mean, if you were just coming back to the Friday Asia low into Saturday, that's actually going to be the Saturday low, not even Friday. But I mean, you could have made a 0.68% move on that. Yay. Yay, infinity. I love how it says infinity because it's a market cap. Infinity, we're going to infinity and beyond. I noticed BTC kept rejecting off the 200 today. The 200 what? You got to be more specific. 200 day, 200 hour, 205 minute, dancing below 5 SMA for me. Again, what time frame? Gotta be specific with the time frames. Now let's take a look at, since Asia opened, VWAP staying steady. Let's just see, since, yeah, we're still flat here. Since the market closed here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to create a strategy with this. Let's go over to the VIX. It's your volatility index. Zoom it on out. And our volatility is sitting very low right now. Our volatility index is sitting very low right now, so probably going to get some sluggish price action off of that. 200 EMA, I think, on the 15-minute. Okay. I mean, yeah. So use Fibonacci's with confluence with EMAs or divergences. It's probably one of the best ways, in my opinion. Wait for, let me try to find something. Go to the 15. Back this up. Let's turn off this indicator. Make it less noisy. All right, so let's just see something that has clear structure, which Bitcoin has been very nasty and choppy. Look, I mean, look at this. This is just ugly. What are you supposed to do with this? Just ugly. So we have this high here, this low here, and we get a pullback to the 618, and then a push down. Now let's go from this low here to this high, and then what's the first place it hits? That 1.272. What's the next place it hits? The 1.618. What's the next place it hits? All the way down to the 2.618. But look at these levels, just smack, 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 smack. And this is what I mean by it's more of a zone. Okay. Now we could see that we have a fair value gap here. Okay. That we pull back down into. But it's also this 200% level from this old fib extension. Okay. And we push down into the fair value gap, but we close back above and turn green on the candle. Give ourselves a green candle on the above that 200% extension. Now we could add some confluence. Let's go ahead and pull from swing low to swing high. And we have the 618 sitting right there as well. And we get a close back above the 50% retracement. Now we did get a close below the 50% retracement, and that gave us a further push to the downside because that can be bearish temporarily. But we can see once we come down into the fair value gap, tap that 618 and then push up, it's up and away from there. And we can take our fib, go from high to low, and we could aim for extensions, take profit, take profit, take profit on the way to the upside. Choppy sidewaysness right at the 2.618. And that is essentially where we have been holding ever since. So we're just ranging right there at that 2.618 based off of this high to this low. Zooming out, swing high, swing low, swing high, hello, come up here, thank you, swing low, right there, and that's the 786 retracement. So I still think we're probably going to come down into this zone here, give that a nice test, and then get running. But we'll see. We'll see which comes first. Are we going to come up here and then come down? Or are we just going to go ahead and get it over with? But I don't know. I still think we see a little bit of chop for a lot of July. And then things really get moving towards the end of July into August. And I am over my time. Am I freezing again? Well, that's okay. But yeah, guys, hopefully that helps you out with the Fibonacci's, and maybe if you'd like, I can try to record a video on it for you to reference for later, and I can just go ham with the Fibonacci's, show you different strategies and whatnot, and yeah. But for now, have a good night, OC. Thank you again for your time. Thank you. All set. Thank you, Madhouse. I appreciate each and every single one of you for being here, showing up and showing out, and smashing that like button, subscribing to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to join that Discord. Check out Chart Prime. I didn't even mention Chart Prime because I was giving a completely different lesson per se tonight. But anyways, I don't know, guys. I'm thinking bullish continuation. Tomorrow maybe even. And then we'll see. We'll see. But some things got to happen overnight in order for that to come to fruition. What happened to my drawings on here? Sorry, I'm looking at XRP chart. Oh, it's not the perp chart. Perfect example, and just show this real quick. Push up on XRP, pull back to the golden pocket, which is the 618 and the 0.65, so the 61.8% and 65%. Pull back to there. We also have a back test of a high here, which it could still come down and tag that, and then push up, and yeah. Trend fusion above the 0 line. Money flow is above the 0 line. What is it's on the 1 hour too? Trend fusion curving off, holding above the 0 line. So we might see some more pumpage to come from XRP, especially since we have some equal highs right over here and we're consolidating below those. Ooh, juicy. All these highs over here too. Ooh, juicy. Yeah. I'm already long XRP, but yeah, but that's it, guys. Thank you all for joining. I love how LBC always gets his chart up, not like some pilot we know. Oh, thank you for the education. I'll be watching this one again. Thanks, LBC. I use Fibs. It was great, LBC. I use Fibs all the time. Thank you. Are you saying that TradeFly will start talking about the chart and won't even have them up? I've done it. I've done it before. Alexander G's had to tell me more than once. Hey, David, we can no see your chart, my friend. Oh, don't forget tomorrow night. I'm sure everybody will tell you, and remind you, but I'm sure we'll be having the Billy Goat Tales over there on X. Follow Billy Goat Tales at Billy Goat Tales, TALES. Go over there to X. Follow them. They're also here on YouTube. Billy Goat Tales, same deal. And yeah, hashtag Givers Gain. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you all have. Wait. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for Good Morning Crypto with BC Poor Corp, the morning market report with OC Guy and Army Piper, and then the OC Guy will have trading with OC in the evening, and then I'll be right back for I think besides FOMO Friday, Wildcard Wednesday might be a crowd favorite. I don't know, but we'll be back for Wildcard Friday, Wildcard Wednesday tomorrow, and yeah, at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I do appreciate each and every single one of you for being here, and I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep, and I will catch you all in the next one. Now hold on while I find the alumni song so I can play it on the way out. It's almost like I should have this stuff like already ready to go, but I didn't. But anyways, mad love, fam. I love you all. Peace out. A good night.
Trade dreams out the cocoa fake, staring at the charts while the world gets late. 808s hit like a comet through the dark. Every fib line's like a glow in the park. Alice G, mod queen divine. She called the shit before it even hits the line. Army Piper speaking signals through the stream, making plays out like a prophecy dream. Port Corp lighting up the AM flame. Crypto sun rises in his name. OC God with the line so big. Spaghetti charts cooked with 100% intent. We in the madhouse, stars in our sight, trading constellations every single night. From the bottom we rose, now we chart like gods. Celestial moves with the squad at odds. 808s boom while the trend line bends. We don't chase bumps, we transcend. It's cosmic entries, divine exits. Markets after dark where the truth gets lit. Jay on the shadow, slipping through the zone. Ninja on the block, never moving alone. Buck digging deep in the digital minds. Loose cannon with precision, yeah, he read them signs. Frank the tank, bringing vibes and heat. Talk slick, but his charts don't miss a beat. Jesus saves 7, praying with the light. Faith in the levels, trust to hold the legacy down. LBC, so she wear that crown. All set, beaming high vibe rays, while heart throw horns through the gamma waves. We in the madhouse, stars in our sight, trading constellations every single night. From the bottom we rose, now we chart like gods. Celestial moves with the squad at odds. Elites boom while the trend line bends. We don't chase bumps, we transcend. It's cosmic entries, divine exits. Markets after dark where the truth gets lit. So if you hear that tone in the void at night, that's not an echo. That's us, still here.